Advent Conspiracy for me and for the kids here at Trinity is going to be 4 weeks leading up to Christmas, where we focus on worshiping God, spending less, giving more, and loving everyone.
The Advent Conspiracy to me would be to give something to someone else rather than to keep something for myself.
The Advent Conspiracy is built on 4 pillars: worship fully, spend less, give more, and love all.
My daughter was inspired to buy these little trees, decorate them with tinsel, a little star on top with a little gift card attached, and the intent was to give them out to her fellow pantry workers, and they in turn were to hand them out to people that they knew or didn't know, and as to be a blessing and to just let them know that this was what Christmas was all about. And I decided to do the same thing for my large family. I decorated them, put the little gift card attached, and with a Bible verse attached also. And then they were to give them to whomever they pleased, and they just loved it. They knew that the gift was not for them, but it was for someone else. Jesus modeled giving to others without expecting anything in return. And this is what we should be doing at Christmas.
Trinity partners with World Orphans in supporting the Fountain of Life Church, which is in Nairobi, Kenya. They have an orphan care ministry where they take care of 50 orphan boys. We've been working with them now for 8 years, and you know, the boys shower with buckets that they throw on their heads, and there's no flush toilets or any of that. And so we felt it was very important to see if we could raise the funds to drill a well and have running water. What we didn't realize is the value that a well has in terms of its impact on a community. The city of Nairobi only grants one permit to drill a well within every 5-mile radius. And we're in the east side of Nairobi, which is densely populated. So it's the kind of thing where now all of a sudden we have something of great value to the whole community. But we all know we have something more valuable in terms of living water. And so one of the things that we're experiencing and finding is the real impact that and the positioning of the church there in that neighborhood and that community, and what it can do, what that well can do for reaching people for Christ. We can impact an entire community in East Nairobi, Kenya, where if I just wrote my check for $100, I couldn't have, on my own, I couldn't have that same impact. And that's the beauty of Advent Conspiracy.
Last year, at the end of Advent Conspiracy, our 3rd and 4th grade classrooms were presented with an opportunity from their teacher, Lorraine. She typically would buy a chocolate Christmas tree for every kid, and she suggested or presented this idea that she could take that money that she would buy them chocolate with and continue to buy them chocolate, or choose to put the money towards the well. And as a group, they all decided that they would rather have that money go to the well than receiving a chocolate Christmas tree, which for me was incredible because they understood that they had something that they could contribute, and they gave up something for someone else. My hope for kids as they participate in Advent Conspiracy is that they know that they can be generous with time, with talents, potentially with money, but it doesn't always have to be money. And that they know that they can change the world, that they are a part of this story that God has for us, and what they do can change the world of a child in another country. There's a lot happening during this season. And one of those things is, how do we help our kids and our families understand spending less and giving more? And I think it's super important to sit with them and talk with them and hear from your kids. What do they think that looks like for them? They might come up with the idea that, Mom, every time we go to Starbucks, instead of buying me a hot chocolate or a cake pop, why don't we take that money that you would have spent for me on that and set it aside? And that's what we're gonna give extra or above and beyond what we would normally give. And those are gonna be challenging options, and hopefully as a family, you can decide that this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna be about over the next 4 weeks. If we already have money set aside to spend for this one thing, how do we move it to another spot and support what is happening around the world?
Instead of receiving something myself, but to give to someone else so that they would be blessed.
We gave money so that people could have water, but now they have living water. And that's what the Advent Conspiracy is about. We give so that people can know the gospel and know Jesus.